Question 1. Which of the following is the primary purpose of underwriting in the insurance industry? A. To assess the financial condition of the insurance company. B. To evaluate and select risks for insurance coverage. C. To determine the premium rates for policies. D. To set the terms and conditions of insurance policies. Answer. B. To evaluate and select risks for insurance coverage. Explanation. Underwriting primarily involves evaluating and selecting risks to determine whether an applicant should be insured. Underwriters assess information such as medical history, driving record, and property conditions to decide on the coverage and pricing for a given risk. The goal is to ensure that the insurer assumes acceptable risks and that the risk is adequately priced according to the insurer's guidelines. This process supports the financial health of the insurer and ensures that policies are issued in alignment with the risk appetite of the company. Option is incorrect because while underwriting assesses risks, it is not directly concerned with evaluating the overall financial condition of the insurance company. Option C is incorrect because determining premium rates is related to underwriting but is a separate process that is influenced by underwriting guidelines. Option D is also incorrect as setting terms and conditions is typically part of policy issuance, not underwriting directly. Question 2. Scenario. Mr. Stevens is applying for a homeowner's insurance policy. He has had 3 claims in the past 5 years due to water damage. One claim was for a flooded basement and another was due to a leaky roof. The third claim was from a burst pipe. Given this history, how should the underwriter proceed in evaluating his application? A. Approve the application and offer standard coverage terms. B. Approve the application but increase the premium rate due to past claims. C. Deny the application because of the high frequency of claims. D. Approve the application with a special endorsement for water-related damages. Answer. B. Approve the application but increase the premium rate due to past claims. Explanation. Underwriters take a careful look at an applicant's claims history to determine the risk level. In this scenario, Mr. Stevens has had multiple claims related to water damage, which increases the risk for future losses. However, rather than denying coverage outright, the underwriter may still approve the application, but with an increased premium rate to account for high risk. Option is incorrect because approving the application without adjusting for the increased risk from past claims would not align with underwriting guidelines for risk evaluation. Option C is incorrect because denying the application outright based on claim history is not the typical underwriting process unless the claims are excessive and indicate an uninsurable risk. Option D is also incorrect because special endorsement for water-related damages could be considered in certain cases, but increasing the premium rate is a more common approach to handle high-risk situations while offering standard coverage. Question 3. Which of the following is the most important factor in determining whether a property insurance application is approved by an underwriter? A. The location and condition of the property. B. The applicant's previous insurance claims history. C. The applicant's income level. D. The applicant's marital status. Answer A. The location and condition of the property. Explanation. The location and condition of the property are critical factors in property insurance underwriting because they directly impact the likelihood of future claims. For instance, properties located in areas prone to natural disasters like floods, earthquakes, or hurricanes may present a higher risk to insurers. Similarly, properties in poor conditions, such as with a dilapidated roof or plumbing issue, increase the likelihood of future losses. Option B is incorrect because while previous claims history is important, it is not as influential as the physical characteristics of the property. Option C is incorrect because an applicant's income level generally does not influence the decision in property insurance underwriting. Option D is incorrect because marital status does not directly impact the underwriting decision for property insurance. Question 4. What is the primary responsibility of an underwriter when reviewing an insurance application? A. To determine the applicant's eligibility for discount. B. To assess the financial condition of the insurance company. C. To evaluate the risk associated with the applicant and the property. D. To prepare the policy document for issuance. Answer. C. To evaluate the risk associated with the applicant and the property. Explanation. The underwriter's main responsibility is to evaluate the risk that an applicant presents based on the information provided, including property details, past claims, and other relevant factors. The underwriter assesses whether the risk is acceptable and aligns with the insurer's guidelines, ensuring that the policy is issued under terms that are financially viable for the company. Option is incorrect because determining eligibility for discount is not the primary role of an underwriter. Discounts may be applied after underwriting is completed. Option B is incorrect because while assessing financial conditions may be important, it is not the underwriter's primary role to assess the overall financial health of the company. Option D is incorrect because preparing policy documents is not an underwriting task. It is part of the policy issuance process after underwriting. Question 5. Which of the following best describes moral hazard in the context of insurance underwriting? A. A situation where an applicant provides misleading information on their application. B. A situation where an applicant has a higher likelihood of making claims because they do not have sufficient financial stake in preventing loss. C. A situation where an applicant has had multiple claims in the past. D. A situation where an applicant is denied coverage due to a high-risk profile. Answer B. A situation where an applicant has a higher likelihood of making claims because they do not have sufficient financial stake in preventing loss. Explanation: moral hazard refers to the increased likelihood of loss when an individual is less motivated to avoid risks because they do not bear the full financial consequences of their actions. In insurance, this can occur when an individual knows that any damages or losses will be covered by their partner, potentially leading them to take on more risk or be less cautious than they would be without insurance. Option is incorrect because providing misleading information is considered insurance fraud, not a moral hazard. Option C is incorrect because having multiple claims in the past is a claims history issue, not a moral hazard. Option D is incorrect because being denied coverage due to a high-risk profile refers to risk assessment, not moral hazard. Question 6. Scenario: Mrs. Thompson is applying for automobile insurance. She has had 2 accidents in the last 2 years, both of which were her fault. The accidents resulted in minor damages but no serious injuries. What is the most likely response an underwriter will have to her application? A. Deny her application due to the accidents. B. Approve her application but increase her premium due to the accidents. C. Approve her application with a higher deductible to mitigate the risk. D. Deny her application based on her driving history alone. Answer B. Approve her application but increase her premium due to the accidents. Explanation: underwriters take a closer look at an applicant's driving history when evaluating automobile insurance applications. While 2 at-fault accidents in short period may raise concerns, it is unlikely that the application will be denied outright. Instead, the underwriter is likely to approve the application but raise the premium to reflect the increased risk associated with the applicant's driving record. Option is incorrect because most insurers do not automatically deny applications for minor accidents unless there is a pattern of behavior indicating high risk. Option C is incorrect because while increasing the deductible might be a strategy for some insurers, raising the premium is the more common response to multiple at-fault accidents. Option D is incorrect because an applicant's driving history will influence the underwriting decision but is unlikely to lead to an automatic denial unless the history indicates extreme risk. Question 7. What is the primary difference between underwriting for property insurance and casualty insurance? A. Property insurance underwriting involves more detailed inspection of physical assets, while casualty insurance focuses more on liability risks. B. Property insurance underwriting relies more heavily on statistical models, while casualty insurance involves more subjective judgment. C. Property insurance underwriting focuses on the applicant's financial condition, while casualty insurance focuses on claims history. D. Property insurance underwriting is based on the applicant's age and health, while casualty insurance considers property location. Answer A. Property insurance underwriting involves more detailed inspection of physical assets, while casualty insurance focuses more on liability risks. Explanation: the primary difference between property and casualty insurance underwriting lies in the focus of the evaluation. Property insurance underwriting involves a detailed inspection of the property's physical condition, such as its age, maintenance, and vulnerability to damage. Casualty insurance underwriting is more concerned with the liability risks associated with an applicant, including past claims, business operations, and exposure to third-party injuries. Option B is incorrect because both property and casualty insurance underwriting can involve both statistical models and subjective judgment. Option C is incorrect because both types of underwriting consider the applicant's claims history, not just financial condition or claims history. Option D is incorrect because underwriting for both property and casualty insurance does not focus on an applicant's age and health but on other risk factors. Question 8. Which of the following is a key consideration for an underwriter when evaluating a risk for specialized insurance coverage such as marine or aviation insurance? A. The applicant's occupation and employment history. B. The specific characteristics of the property or asset being insured. C. The applicant's previous insurance claims for non-specialized coverage. D. The geographical location of the applicant's primary residence. Answer: B. The specific characteristics of the property or asset being insured. Explanation: specialized insurance, such as marine or aviation coverage, requires an in-depth evaluation of the unique characteristics of the property or asset being insured. For example, in marine insurance, the underwriter would assess the vessel's condition, usage, and age, while in aviation insurance, the type of aircraft, its maintenance history, and flight routes would be considerations. Option is incorrect because while the applicant's occupation might be relevant in some cases, the focus for specialized insurance is on the asset or property. Option C is incorrect because previous claims are important but are less relevant to specialized insurance compared to the unique aspects of the property or asset being insured. Option D is incorrect because the geographical location of the applicant's residence is generally more relevant for property insurance, not specialized coverage. Question 9. Which of the following factors is most likely to increase the premium for a homeowner's insurance policy? A. Home located in an area with low crime rate. B. Home located in an area prone to frequent natural disasters. C. Home with new construction and modern features. D. Home with long-standing history of low insurance claims. Answer: B. A home located in an area prone to frequent natural disasters. Explanation: the location of the home, especially in an area prone to natural disasters like floods, hurricanes, or earthquakes, can significantly increase the risk for the insurance company. As a result, homeowners in such areas may face higher premiums to account for the increased likelihood of claims due to property damage caused by these disasters. Option is incorrect because homes in low-crime areas generally lead to lower premiums. Option C is incorrect because new construction and modern features typically reduce risks leading to lower premiums. Option D is incorrect because a history of low claims would typically result in lower premiums, not higher. Question 10. In the context of underwriting standards, what is the primary goal of reinsurance? A. To reduce the insurer's risk by transferring part of it to another company. B. To provide coverage for high-value properties not covered by standard policies. C. To increase the premium rates for policyholders. D. To ensure compliance with state insurance regulations. Answer A. To reduce the insurer's risk by transferring part of it to another company. Explanation: reinsurance is a process where an insurance company transfers portion of its risk to another insurer, the reinsurer, in exchange for premium. This helps the primary insurer to manage its risk exposure, particularly in cases of catastrophic events or high-value claims, by sharing the potential losses with the reinsurer. Option B is incorrect because reinsurance does not provide coverage for high-value properties. It is a risk management tool. Option C is incorrect because reinsurance does not directly affect premium rates for policyholders but rather addresses the insurer's risk management. Option D is incorrect because the primary goal of reinsurance is to manage risk, not to ensure regulatory compliance, though reinsurance may be subject to regulatory oversight. Question 11. Which of the following would most likely be considered a high-risk applicant for property insurance? A. A homeowner with a well-maintained property located in a suburban neighborhood. B. A homeowner with a history of multiple claims due to theft and fire damage. C. A homeowner with a clean claims history and no known issues with the property. D. A homeowner with a recently renovated property located in a low-risk area. Answer: B. A homeowner with a history of multiple claims due to theft and fire damage. Explanation: an applicant's claims history is a major factor in determining their risk level for property insurance. History of multiple claims, particularly for severe events such as theft and fire, indicates that the property or the homeowner may have higher likelihood of experiencing future claims. This makes the applicant higher risk for insurers, potentially leading to premium or denial of coverage. Option is incorrect because well-maintained property in suburban neighborhood is typically considered low risk. Option C is incorrect because clean claims history suggests low risk, making the applicant less likely to be considered high risk. Option D is incorrect because recent renovations and low-risk area are considered positive factors in determining an applicant's risk profile. Question 12. What is the primary purpose of an underwriting guideline? A. To ensure that only high-value properties are insured. B. To determine the appropriate amount of coverage for each applicant. C. To standardize the risk evaluation process across all underwriters. D. To increase the premiums charged to high-risk applicants. Answer. C. To standardize the risk evaluation process across all underwriters. Explanation. Underwriting guidelines are established to standardize the process by which risks are evaluated. These guidelines provide underwriters with a consistent framework for assessing risks, determining eligibility, and setting terms and conditions for coverage. This helps ensure that all applications are evaluated in a fair and consistent manner. Option A is incorrect because underwriting guidelines are not designed to focus on high-value properties exclusively. Option B is incorrect because determining the amount of coverage is a different aspect of underwriting and is typically based on the property's value and the type of insurance. Option D is incorrect because the primary purpose of underwriting guidelines is risk evaluation, not the determination of premium amounts. Question 13, scenario. Mr. Harris is applying for auto insurance and he has 2 at-fault accidents on his record, one from 2 years ago and one from 6 months ago. The insurer follows strict underwriting guidelines and the policy limit is $500,000. Based on this scenario, what is the most likely underwriting decision? A. Mr. Harris will be denied coverage due to the recent accident. B. Mr. Harris will be approved, but his premium will be higher due to the accidents. C. Mr. Harris will be approved without any changes to his policy. D. Mr. Harris will be approved, but with a reduced policy limit of $200,000. Answer. B. Mr. Harris will be approved, but his premium will be higher due to the accident's explanation. Although Mr. Harris has had multiple at-fault accidents, insurers typically assess the risk on a case-by-case basis. In most cases, an applicant with 2 accidents within a short time frame is not automatically denied coverage. Instead, the insurer is likely to approve the policy but increase the premium to reflect the higher risk associated with applicant's driving history. Option is incorrect because having 2 accidents does not automatically lead to denial of coverage unless the accidents indicate high risk of future claims. Option C is incorrect because higher premium is likely given the accident, which increase the insurer's risk. Option D is incorrect because underwriters are more likely to raise premiums than reduce the policy limit unless there is an extreme risk factor. Question 14. Which of the following is the primary reason why an underwriter would use predictive modeling in insurance underwriting? A. To increase the policy premiums for high-risk applicants. B. To predict the likelihood of future claims based on past data. C. To reduce the underwriting time for applicants. D. To determine the maximum amount of coverage an applicant can receive. Answer. B. To predict the likelihood of future claims based on past data. Explanation. Predictive modeling uses data analytics and statistical techniques to forecast the likelihood of future events, such as claims. In insurance, this is used to estimate the risk an applicant poses based on factors such as past claims, demographic information, and other relevant data points. By analyzing these trends, underwriters can more accurately assess potential risk and set appropriate terms for coverage. Option is incorrect because the goal of predictive modeling is not to increase premiums, but to assess risk more accurately. Option C is incorrect because predictive modeling does not reduce underwriting time. It helps with more accurate decision making. Option D is incorrect because predictive modeling focuses on risk assessment, not on determining the maximum coverage amount. Question 15. Which of the following statements best describes the concept of adverse selection in insurance underwriting? A. The tendency for high-risk applicants to be more likely to apply for insurance coverage. B. The process of underwriters selecting only the most profitable risks. C. The trend of insurers refusing to insure high-risk individuals. D. The practice of adjusting premiums based on the policyholder's claims history. Answer A. The tendency for high-risk applicants to be more likely to apply for insurance coverage. Explanation. Adverse selection occurs when individuals who are at higher risk of making a claim are more likely to purchase insurance. This can lead to an imbalance in the risk pool and increase the likelihood of insurers incurring greater losses. Underwriters seek to avoid adverse selection by carefully assessing the risks associated with each applicant and using guidelines to determine eligibility. Option B is incorrect because underwriters aim to select risks that are balanced, not just the most profitable. Option C is incorrect because while high-risk applicants may be denied coverage, adverse selection is about the tendency for these individuals to apply, not the outright refusal to insure them. Option D is incorrect because adjusting premiums based on claims history is a separate aspect of underwriting and not related to adverse selection. Question 16. Which of the following is considered a key underwriting consideration for casualty insurance? A. The location of the property being insured. B. The history of liability claims against the applicant. C. The number of previous natural disasters in the applicant's area. D. The age of the property being insured. Answer. B. The history of liability claims against the applicant. Explanation. In casualty insurance, particularly liability coverage, the primary concern is the applicant's history of liability claims. This can include factors such as previous lawsuits, accidents, or other events that could potentially result in liability. History of liability claims indicates higher risk for the insurer and may result in higher premiums or denial of coverage. Option is incorrect because the location of the property is more relevant for property insurance, not casualty insurance. Option C is incorrect because while natural disasters affect property insurance, they do not play a significant role in casualty underwriting. Option D is incorrect because the age of the property is a factor for property insurance underwriting, not casualty insurance. Question 17, Scenario MS. Clark is applying for home insurance. She lives in a coastal area prone to hurricanes. The insurer offers coverage but at a higher premium due to the location. What aspect of the underwriting process is primarily responsible for the higher premium? A. The applicant's claims history. B. The location of the property and associated risk. C. The applicant's financial condition. D. The age of the home. Answer. B. The location of the property and associated risk. Explanation. The location of the property is a key factor in determining the level of risk associated with insuring it. In this case, the coastal area prone to hurricanes increases the likelihood of damage, making it a higher risk for the insurer. As a result, the premium is increased to account for the higher risk. Option is incorrect because MS. Clark's claims history is not mentioned as factor in this scenario. Option C is incorrect because the financial condition of the applicant is not the primary driver of the premium increase in this case. Option D is incorrect because the age of the home is not as significant as the location in determining risk for natural disasters. Question 18. Which of the following would likely lead to an underwriting decision to increase the premium for a property insurance policy? A. The insured property is located in an area with low flood risk. B. The insured property has recently undergone significant renovations. C. The insured property is located in an area with frequent wildfires. D. The insured property has a long history of low maintenance and upkeep. Answer. C. The insured property is located in an area with frequent wildfires. Explanation. Properties located in areas prone to frequent natural disasters such as wildfires represent a higher risk to insurers. Because of the increased likelihood of claims related to wildfire damage, insurers will typically raise premiums to offset this risk. Option is incorrect because low flood risk typically results in lower premiums, not higher. Option B is incorrect because renovations generally improve the property's condition and may reduce risk, leading to low premiums. Option D is incorrect because while history of low maintenance can increase risk, it is less likely to have the same immediate impact as location in wildfire-prone area. Question 19. Which of the following is true regarding the use of inspection reports in the underwriting process? A. Inspections are typically required for all applicants regardless of risk level. B. Inspections are used to verify the accuracy of the information provided by the applicant. C. Inspections are only required for high-risk applicants. D. Inspections are primarily used to determine the applicant's premium amount. Answer. B. Inspections are used to verify the accuracy of the information provided by the applicant. Explanation. Inspection reports are commonly used in underwriting to verify the details provided by the applicant, such as the condition of the property or the presence of risk factors that may not have been disclosed on the application. Inspections help underwriters assess whether the risk is accurately represented and can prevent issues like fraud or misrepresentation. Option is incorrect because inspections are not typically required for all applicants, particularly those with low risk profiles. Option C is incorrect because inspections may be required for both high and low risk applicants, depending on the nature of the property or coverage. Option D is incorrect because inspections are used to assess risk, not specifically to determine the premium amount. Question 20. Which of the following would most likely be considered an acceptable risk for insurance underwriting? A. An applicant with a history of multiple at-fault car accidents. B. An applicant with no prior insurance coverage but a stable financial history. C. An applicant with numerous lawsuits filed against them in the past 5 years. D. An applicant with a home in a floodplain without flood coverage. Answer: B. An applicant with no prior insurance coverage but a stable financial history. Explanation: in insurance underwriting, an acceptable risk is one that does not pose a significantly higher likelihood of a claim than the average policyholder. An applicant with no prior insurance coverage but a stable financial history is considered an acceptable risk because they show financial responsibility even though they may not have had insurance in the past. Stable financial history suggests that the individual is capable of paying premiums and managing their financial obligations. Option is incorrect because a history of multiple at-fault car accidents suggests a high risk for future claims, making this applicant less desirable for underwriting. Option C is incorrect because numerous lawsuits indicate potential liabilities or a history of high-risk behavior, which would make the applicant a high risk. Option D is incorrect because a home in a floodplain without flood coverage presents a significant risk, especially in areas prone to flooding, and this would generally be considered an unacceptable risk without flood insurance coverage. Question 21. Which of the following factors is least likely to be considered by an underwriter when assessing the risk of insuring a business? A. The type of industry the business operates in. B. The age and financial stability of the business owners. C. The geographical location of the business. D. The color of the business's logo. Answer: D. The color of the business's logo. Explanation: underwriters focus on factors that directly impact the potential risks involved in insuring business. These include the type of industry, financial stability, and location, as these elements significantly affect the likelihood of claims. The color of the business's logo, however, has no bearing on the risk associated with insuring the business and would not be considered by an underwriter. Option is incorrect because the type of industry is essential for evaluating risk, as some industries are inherently riskier than others. Option B is incorrect because the financial stability of the business owners is relevant to assessing the risk of financial loss or instability. Option C is incorrect because the geographical location affects exposure to certain risks, such as natural disasters or crime. Question 22. What is the primary purpose of a loss control program in the insurance underwriting process? A. To reduce the risk of claims by encouraging safer practices. B. To increase the premiums for policyholders. C. To identify which applicants will be denied coverage. D. To speed up the underwriting process. Answer A. To reduce the risk of claims by encouraging safer practices. Explanation: a loss control program is designed to minimize the likelihood of claims occurring by implementing strategies that reduce risks. This may include encouraging policyholders to adopt safer business practices or property maintenance routines to prevent accidents or damage, thus lowering the overall risk to the insurer. Option B is incorrect because loss control programs are meant to reduce risk, not increase premiums. Option C is incorrect because loss control programs are used to reduce risk, not to determine denials of coverage. Option D is incorrect because while loss control can help manage risk, its primary goal is not to expedite the underwriting process but to mitigate risk. Question 23. Which of the following would be an example of a moral hazard in insurance underwriting? A. An applicant who has multiple claims but no criminal history. B. An applicant who is found to have exaggerated their claims history. C. An applicant with a history of property damage due to negligence. D. An applicant who has not maintained their home properly. Answer: B. An applicant who is found to have exaggerated their claims history. Explanation: a moral hazard refers to a situation where an individual might behave in a riskier or less responsible manner because they know they are covered by insurance. In this case, exaggerating or fabricating claims history is an example of a moral hazard, as the individual may be attempting to mislead the insurer and take advantage of the system. Option is incorrect because multiple claims alone do not represent a moral hazard. It depends on the circumstances. Option C is incorrect because negligence represents a physical risk factor, not a moral hazard. Option D is incorrect because failure to maintain a home properly is a risk-related factor, not a moral hazard. Question 24. In property insurance underwriting, which of the following is the primary concern when assessing the physical condition of the insured property? A. The financial stability of the property's owner. B. The age and upkeep of the property. C. The location of the property in a low-risk area. D. The historical value of the property. Answer: B. The age and upkeep of the property. Explanation: the physical condition of the property is a critical factor in property insurance underwriting. Older properties or poorly maintained properties are more likely to suffer damage, increasing the risk for the insurer. Regular upkeep and maintenance help reduce this risk by preventing damage and ensuring that the property is in good condition. Option is incorrect because the financial stability of the property's owner is more relevant to underwriting for liability coverage. Option C is incorrect because while location is important, the physical condition of the property is usually the more significant factor in determining risk for property insurance. Option D is incorrect because historical value, while potentially important in some contexts, is not a major factor in determining risk for typical property insurance. Question 25. Which of the following best describes the role of an insurance broker in the underwriting process? A. The broker decides whether the applicant will be offered coverage. B. The broker provides the insurer with a risk assessment of the applicant. C. The broker represents the insured and helps find appropriate coverage options. D. The broker sets the premiums for the insurance policies. Answer: C. The broker represents the insured and helps find appropriate coverage options. Explanation: an insurance broker acts as an intermediary between the insured and the insurer. The broker's role is to help clients find the best coverage options that meet their needs, presenting various insurers' policies and facilitating the application process. The broker does not directly make underwriting decisions, but rather helps the insured navigate their options. Option is incorrect because the broker does not decide whether coverage will be offered. The insurer makes that decision. Option B is incorrect because the broker does not typically provide risk assessment. That is the role of the underwriter. Option D is incorrect because brokers do not set premiums. This is determined by the insurer based on underwriting criteria. Question 26. Which of the following would likely lead to a decline decision during the underwriting process? A history of severe property damage due to a previous fire. B. A property that has been regularly updated and maintained. C. A policyholder with a clean claims history and stable financial condition. D. A home located in an area with low risk of natural disasters. Answer A. A history of severe property damage due to a previous fire. Explanation: a history of severe property damage due to a previous fire would raise significant concerns for insurers as it indicates an elevated risk of further damage or claims. In cases of severe losses in the past, an insurer may choose to decline the application or impose a higher premium to offset the potential future risk. Option B is incorrect because regular updates and maintenance are viewed favorably by insurers. Option C is incorrect because a clean claims history and stable finances are positive factors for underwriting. Option D is incorrect because a low-risk location would typically be considered an asset in underwriting. Question 27. Which of the following actions is most likely to be taken by an underwriter if they identify a misrepresentation on an insurance application? A. The application is accepted, but the premium is adjusted. B. The application is denied, and the applicant is informed of the misrepresentation. C. The application is approved, but with increased coverage limits. D. The applicant is offered a higher deductible. Answer: B. The application is denied and the applicant is informed of the misrepresentation. Explanation: if an underwriter identifies a misrepresentation on an application, they typically deny the application. Misrepresentations can result in the insurer being exposed to risks they did not anticipate, so the insurer may choose to decline coverage altogether. Option is incorrect because adjusting the premium is not typically done when a misrepresentation is found. Instead, the application is usually denied. Option C is incorrect because a misrepresentation could lead to a denial, not an increase in coverage limits. Option D is incorrect because offering a higher deductible is not typically a response to a misrepresentation. Question 28. What is the primary goal of risk-based pricing in the underwriting process? A. To increase the number of applications approved. B. To assess the likelihood of a claim occurring based on the applicant's profile. C. To decrease the overall premium for all applicants. D. To standardize coverage across all policyholders. Answer: B. To assess the likelihood of A claim occurring based on the applicant's profile explanation. Risk-based pricing is a method used by underwriters to set premiums based on the level of risk associated with an individual or property. Applicants who are deemed higher risk will face higher premiums, while those with lower risk will receive lower premiums. This helps ensure that the premium is commensurate with the potential for claim. Option is incorrect because risk-based pricing is about pricing according to risk, not necessarily approving more applications. Option C is incorrect because risk-based pricing leads to premiums that reflect the individual risk, not necessarily lower premiums for all applicants. Option D is incorrect because risk-based pricing results in premiums being tailored to individual risk rather than standardizing coverage. Question 29. What factor would most likely result in its substandard rating for a property insurance policy? A. The property is located in an area with low crime rates. B. The property is newly constructed with modern features. C. The property has a history of multiple fire claims. D. The property is located near a hospital or fire station. Answer C. The property has a history of multiple fire claims. Explanation. A substandard rating is typically given to a property with a history of significant claims such as multiple fire claims. This indicates a higher level of risk for the insurer and may result in a higher premium or reduced coverage options. Option is incorrect because low crime rates are generally seen as a positive factor in determining risk. Option B is incorrect because newly constructed properties with modern features are usually considered less risky. Option D is incorrect because proximity to emergency services is often viewed as a positive factor in mitigating risk. Question 30. Which of the following would be a reason to decline a life insurance application during underwriting? A. The applicant is in good health and has no family history of major illness. B. The applicant has a high-risk occupation such as being a firefighter. C. The applicant has a history of substance abuse but has been sober for 5 years. D. The applicant is a non-smoker and exercises regularly. Answer B. The applicant has a high-risk occupation such as being a firefighter. Explanation. Underwriters may decline applications from individuals who work in high-risk occupations because these jobs increase the likelihood of injury or death. Although a firefighter may be in good health, the risks associated with the occupation would likely lead to a decline in coverage. Option is incorrect because good health and no family history of major illness are positive factors. Option C is incorrect because a history of substance abuse might increase premiums or result in a rating but is unlikely to result in an outright decline if the applicant has been sober for a significant period. Option D is incorrect because non-smoking and regular exercise are factors that reduce risk and would typically result in approval.